Hi everyone. Hi Don.
Hi, so I'm here with Genie, and if you guys just give me a second while you're coming in, I'm gonna go ahead and throw the link on Twitter and in Discord real quick, and then we can go ahead and get started. I'm really excited because I feel like I have not been live in a couple of weeks, especially with the freaking holidays. And a lot has changed.
Uh-huh.
I'm putting it right now. God, they're so excited about seeing you. Like, they've been looking
Hi
forward to this ever.
everyone.
Because we missed like we usually do every week and we had skipped a week. Okay, let me getting it up on here. Okay, that's announced on there. Throw it up on Twitter real quick and we'll be all done. Hey Mike. That's Mike, Genie. He's the one I awkwardly flirt with all day in the business. And he's gonna be here to bust my balls today.
Yeah.
Perfect. See, everybody's excited. Hi, Lidgy, Kim, Odin. Everybody's here. Justin, Levi.
Hi Levi. How are you?
Oh my God, I'm so excited. They've all been like dying. They're like, Genie. They even use little emojis of you now. Like when we do like something crazy and we get like a really good percentage in trading, like we'll put like a little like Aladdin Genie emojis.
Oh my God.
Oh my God, Mike, what a slide. I can't. I hope freaking Kenny is here too. AMC gang, AMC Beth is here. Oh my God, we've had like, it's only Wednesday, so we've only had 2 trading days so far this week.
Hi Kim. Hi Kim. How are you?
We've only had 2 trading days so far this week because it was a holiday, and it feels like it was like a whole week already. I swear, it's crazy. I'm gonna pull up also on my YouTube too, because sometimes the stream will be like faster there. What's up, Shode? Everybody's saying, hey, Shode. Oh my God. Hi, Tim. Thank you for joining us. God, I'm so excited. So everybody don't mind me. As you can tell, I'm in New York. I'm in bed right now. I've been sick. I've been downplaying how bad my headache's been and stuff because I don't want any of you worrying about me and I'm fine. But yeah, I have a house full of teenagers right now too. And there's I don't even want ECHO system in the house where sometimes the lights will just go pitch black on me. So if I'm sitting here and my lights just go out, just don't mind me. I'll have it back on in a minute and you can just laugh your ass off at me. So, oh my God. They're so excited. I already feel the freaking energy in here, man. Oh my God. They're amazing.
You're a good family. You're growing to be a good, very, very good family. A trading family.
Yes. High frequency traders.
Yeah.
That's what we call ourselves. It's been I swear, just from the last time we did a live stream, it's so different. Just the energy of the whole Discord as a whole, and like everybody's individual growth, not even just in like trading, just even personal. Like it's just everybody's evolved. It's crazy. I don't know what energy you threw at us, but I love it, and you could throw some more. Okay. We'll take it. We will take it. So, oh God, they're all excited and saying hi to each other.
Yeah.
So for today, just to go over a little bit, I know I went over with you guys in Discord that before we end this session later, we're gonna do a healing session. If you kind of want to explain it a little bit, Genie, of what you wanted to do later.
Yeah. We'll have the live stream maybe to Dawn, can we have it for about just 1.5 hours today? Because I have some work later on.
Yeah.
So what I suggest is that Happy New Year, Kim. Happy New Year. Thank you. That by the last part of our live stream, we'll do a small healing session because all of us, we have some negative things also that we need to sort out. Now the purpose of this live stream is to raise our vibrations, raise our frequencies, to be positive, uh, so that our lives will become successful. Then as a group, you will become successful collectively. So that's the sole purpose, the main purpose of this live stream. But I thought all of us, we have little issues in our lives. Maybe we have a grudge against someone. We have some sorrows, some hurtful feelings, maybe some illness, or there may be a friend or a relative who's not well, right? So I can help you all to do a healing session. It's not going to be long, just 2-3 minutes. What I will ask you to do is, I will ask you to remember something that you want healed. It can be for yourself, for your children, for a family member, a friend, or anything like that. So when I tell you that, you just hold that in your mind, in your thoughts, and I'll do just 2-3 minutes. So we will do a healing session later on.
Yeah.
So I just want to announce that as a new feature in this live stream, that we will do it every week, and I want you all to benefit from that also. Okay, so keep that in mind and look forward to that.
Yeah, I wanted to let them know about that at the beginning too, in case anybody was busy and they had to go do something, but they wanted to come back later for that, because I know that's
you can, if you want, you can come back later. Yes,
that's something that's really important. So for today, what did you want to work on?
So how have you all been the last week? How has the energy been? How have you all adjusted to it? Is there growth? Is there growth in you all? I would like to hear a bit, Dawn, from you.
Do what?
How has last week been? Have you all been trading, or was it holidays?
So
okay.
So with the holidays, the volume is lower, so it's actually a lot harder to trade.
Right.
It makes the market conditions make it a little bit rougher, but I think overall as a group, everybody's been doing better. If anybody is struggling, you can always just chime in the chat, and if you have any questions to ask or anything like that, we'll definitely answer them, and we'll have Genie definitely answer that. But I feel like gelling together as a whole, the vibe, it's just been uplifting. I noticed like people's percentage amounts have gone up that were struggling before and they couldn't get to a certain point. I feel like overall it's been definite growth from the last time we did a live stream, for sure, for me, and I feel like as a group.
Right. So the idea is that as a group and also as individuals, that when we say we become more confident, our vibrations increase. That means we operate from a higher place. We learn to let go of the dense energies that we have, the worries, the doubts. Especially when you go in for trading or anything in your life, it is very important that you become confident. Now, there's a lot of hype about positive thinking. Okay, around, if you go to the internet, if you Google it, YouTube, all that, there are a lot of gurus preaching positive thinking. Positive thinking is good, but then you can't sustain positive thinking. It's like an escape from what really is. So I always try to teach my people that you must build confidence, because confidence comes from a different energy. It comes from a very deeper place, so when you approach life with confidence, you're not again clinging on to something, but you're being open. You're being open with more strength. But when you solely rely on positive thinking, you become very constricted, because you're holding on to this positive thinking by force. So it's a very superficial thing, right? So you got to try to understand the difference between positive thinking and confidence, self-confidence.
Yes.
When you're going out, believe in yourself and walk with confidence so that you are more relaxed. And you are also, when you have confidence, you are also prepared to accept anything that comes because you are very sure that it's not going to affect you in a bad way as it did, right? So you got to put this into your practice in the future. You can do it you don't have to only do it when you're trading, but in your day-to-day life, when you're going about your work, in your daily
I feel like that's
living.
been happening a lot on its
Yeah.
own, actually. That's kind of like the
Okay,
lessons
that's
I've
good.
got on just even my own. It's always, you always see everybody online talking about positive, like love and light. And it's like, okay, yeah, obviously love and light, but there's duality also. You can't always just be in that, I'm so happy today, guys. Like if somebody does something to you, you can defend yourself. You can be self-confident without having an ego. There's a
Yes.
fine, but I don't operate from ego. So I learned that a lot the last couple of weeks. That's been a big kind of block for me to get over in my personal life. And I
Yes.
know actually today a couple of people in the business were talking about their confidence as a trader has grown on their own even the last couple of weeks, and that they feel like they came to like that realization within themselves also. So it's funny that you bring that up because you're talking about the stuff that's actually going on that you have no clue about. Because I didn't tell you anything.
Okay, see, MC is saying, yeah. So MC, so now if you follow the usual trend of incorporating positive thinking into you, there's a resistance because there's a reality in you which is having family issues, problems, and all that. But then you're escaping from that and clinging on to something called positive thoughts, positive thinking. But you can still continue because your reality in life is that you are having problems. But if you incorporate confidence into your life, in spite of this, I'm going to get over this. I'm going to manage this crisis. You can't run away from a crisis. you know Now you can take for example, I'll give you, like, it's raining, right? You can't stop the rain, and you can't say no, it's not raining, and you can't be that.
Yeah.
That's a lie. But you can be confident that you're going to overcome the rain. For example, you take action to take an umbrella and go, or you change your timings. Where if you want to go out, you can adjust your time, you can take action. you know and so that is something where you're working with what is. So then you don't have any self resistance in you, and you're not living a lie. You're living with the problem, but you're managing the problem. When you live like that, because you are not creating any resistance, uh, the thing that you don't like, the thing that you're calling bad, uh, doesn't get more activated. It doesn't persist. Because when you
Yep.
resist something, it persists. You would have heard this many a time. So that advantage is there when you live out of confidence. So confidence also comes through experience, where you learn something, and every time something happens, you learn, and okay, you're getting over this. Now, people like AMC, I remember him talking about this family issues again. Now, he's a person who has the potential to be very, very enlightened about the realities of life than someone else would. And also, I can feel his energy when he says these things. He doesn't say it from a hopeless point of view, from a hopeless position.
No, he's
He's not
amazing.
doing that. He's not doing that. He's doing it very objectively.
Yep.
Because he wants to look at it very square and very fair. So that's the energy I'm getting from him. So which is remarkably good, very good. And I can also feel the amount of trouble or the bad problems that he's been having in the family side. It's been not only very heavy, but it's been very prolonged also. So for him to have gone through all that, and the energy he's dwelling on at the moment is very objective. So that's the
Yeah,
good thing. You're not putting these problems out or looking at them as complaints,
it's true.
but you're looking at them square and fair with confidence that you're going to go through them and walk out of them. So you must understand that difference. For other people also, it's a good lesson. So it's another light for us to see, for us to use in our problems.
And
You get
something
that?
that I noticed something within him also is when he first started having a little bit of like family stuff going on, he kind of
Yeah,
disappeared for a little while, which everybody knows when you need that time for yourself, take it. But
yeah,
lately, no matter what he has going on in his life, he doesn't disappear anymore. He opens up and he talks about it with a group, and it's like, not that it doesn't affect him, but he's not letting it hold him back. I got chills, like, even as I'm saying that. The
yeah,
more he's open about it and he just kind of has that drive to go for what he wants in his life anyway, you can feel it. Like, you could feel the magic. He's killing it every day, Genie. He is killing it. He is set for amazing things. I know it.
yeah,
More
yeah.
than I know it about myself, I know it about him. That's how much I believe in him. I know it.
And a lot of people come out with their problems to get attention because there is some kind of lack in them. They actually come out with them to get
Mhm.
attention. They derive their sense of self. They derive their sense of importance or attention or ego by talking about it. But in his case, I don't see that
No.
happening. You see, I see that energy different. He's coming out with it as a matter of fact thing, not that he wants anyone's attention or pity
No.
or sympathy. It's not that. It's so. This is also a part of the healing process as a group. Some people will always want to talk about their problems and keep sobbing about it, sobbing over it. But here I'm getting a different energy. I mean, you all know each other personally, but
Mhm.
you all will understand it in a different way, in a better way. But this is what I'm getting. So this is really a good potential for his enlightenment, for his spiritual journey. Now, when I say spiritual journey, enlightenment, it doesn't mean that you're going to be a hermit or you're going to be a pastor or anything like that, But because this is going to empower your day-to-day living.
Mhm.
This energy is going to work and apply to your daily living. So your living also will change. Your outcomes in your life will also change. So this is a beautiful thing for us to also associate people like this.
Yeah.
It's very nice. And we should be grateful that he's sharing because we don't feel any negative energy in that, right, Don? It's not that he's always coming with problems and crying, oh my
Never.
God, has pity on me. It's not that. It's a different thing. So
He
it's so
never does.
beautiful. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
If I notice him
Mhm.
missing for even like a day, I'm like, where are you? I'll be like tagging him, like, where is he? Did anybody hear from him? I'll start going nuts. He's like my kid. Meanwhile, we're almost the same age. I told him today,
Yeah,
I'm like, I want to adopt you. Like, I just have that, like, ugh. Like, if he's gone for like 24 hours, I really get that feeling like with my kid. I'm like, did anybody hear from
yeah,
him?
yeah,
I'll be
yeah.
texting him. I'll be
Mm.
messaging him, like, just let me know you're okay. I just want to know these. It's like everybody looks out for each other. If there's one energy missing, it is felt. And I know it sounds stupid to people that can't understand it, that are not in there, but that's a fact. If there's one person that's missing for that day or 2 days, you feel that missing puzzle piece in there. Like it's like it's always just so cohesively flowing that we worry and we're like, oh, is that person okay? And like we'll be thinking about them like all day. Like we can feel that missing. It just it's like it fits perfect. I can't
Yes,
explain it.
yes, yes. So because what is end of the day, what's most important is whatever
Yeah.
energies we have, whatever vibrations we hold on to, we got to apply that to our practical life. We
Mm-hmm.
got to apply that to our daily living. We got to apply that in our relationships.
Yeah.
The relationships we have with, first of all, the relationship that each of us have with ourselves.
Yep.
You can't have a good relationship with someone else if your relationship with you is not good, right? So you
Absolutely.
can't have conflicts with your thoughts, with your own thoughts. We normally have conflicts, right? If you notice, with our own thoughts, we have conflicts. Then our thoughts and our feelings are in conflict sometimes. Or our feelings and thoughts are in conflict. We are in conflict what we like and what we dislike, right?
Mhm.
So that is the first relationship that we got to sort out. We got to manage, Then naturally our relationships with everyone else will become good. I don't mean with the word relationship only like love relationships.
Yeah.
I'm not meaning that only. Our lives are only about relationships, you know. Whether we are trading, even if you go to the grocery store, even if you go on the street, if you buy something, for that few seconds, that person, the cashier, or if you go to the petrol station or wherever, the gas station, we are in relationships. So we try to always solve our relationship with the other person when we have a bad relationship with ourselves,
Yep.
right? That's
True.
what we always do.
I think
Or
that
we
people.
try to correct the other person, you
Hmm.
know. So it's always good, even before going to bed or when you get up or during the day of, have a check and say, okay, what's my relationship with me now? Just have a look. Am I in contradiction? Am I in conflict? you know yes, then also as relating to the moment, very good point, Mr. C. Are you in conflict with the current moment? Are you in resistance to the current moment? But all that arises, so what is your relationship with the current moment? Good point.
I
you
think
know
something too that I want to bring up that I think is really important. I feel like there's a big difference between being religious and being spiritual. I feel like it needs to be explained sometimes that spirituality is your relationship. A lot of it is your relationship within yourself, your own self growth, how to make things happen in your own life. And people take that as you're some kind of like you go to church every weekend and you're doing all these things, but there's nothing wrong with living like that. That everybody can live whatever way they want to live without judgment. But being spiritual is coming to, for me, is having that power within myself, knowledge I didn't have before about my own self, healing my own self, my own journey in life, that gives me more knowledge about how to take control of my own life in a way that I never even knew existed.
yes, yes.
People don't grasp that that's what it is. They hear spirituality and they're like, oh, you must be playing with tarot cards and throwing some Harry Potter magic some way. And it's like, no, that's not what it
Yeah,
is. It's
yeah,
just,
yeah, yeah.
if you read a self-help book or you go to therapy, it's basically like that. But to me, it's better. To me, it's
Mm.
better.
Yeah, and also one thing you must remember is one big difference between being uh,
Yeah.
being religious and being spiritual. You should not get the two mixed up. I'll tell you. I'll give you a good reason for that. Um, being religious is this. What it means is you are in a system of belief, a system that has been laid down by others for us to follow. So it
Idea.
can be rituals, it can be a system of belief, you know,
Hmm.
um, and it's all set. So you will notice if you go to church, there's a set way of how we do our praises and prayers and all that. Then we have a set amount of rules. And there are definitions. What is love? What is God's love? What is human love? What is this? What is that? So
Conditions.
it is all set, okay? And we can always fall back on something and feel safe there. But when you are a spiritual, in spirituality, it is different. There are no rules.
Yep.
There's no set pattern.
That's why I
It
love
is
it.
not a system. It is a very alive, practical, energetic, let's call it a thing that we are going through in our daily lives,
Yep.
right? So spirituality, you're always alone by yourself. And in spirituality, you learn about yourself. You can know the Bible backwards. You can know all the prayers in the world, all the hymns, everything that Jesus and all the prophets said. But what's the point if you do not know anything about yourself?
That's so true.
Even in the Bible, it says, what good does it make if you gain the whole world but lose yourself?
Yes, I love that saying.
You
I
know,
love it.
in the Bible, God, Jesus says that,
Yeah.
right? So what it means is that you have to be, you got to know, you got to be strong in yourself. That doesn't mean you're going to be a millionaire and you're going to have so many bodyguards with you. And you
Yeah.
know, that doesn't mean that. You know,
Yeah.
it means that how are you as a person spiritually? Do you know yourself? You can't lose yourself.
Yeah.
You got to be strong as a person, as your thoughts, your feelings and emotions have to be stable, right? So that's why Jesus asked, what good does it bring if you gain the whole world but lose yourself?
Yeah. I love that saying.
You know,
I love that saying.
so so
Beautiful.
that's why you got to always have a good relationship with you. We can put the word self out because then it can mean ego also, you
Yeah.
know. But it's very very simple. What are are you in conflict with your own thoughts? Are you in conflict with your own feelings? Are you in conflict with what you're presented right now? Now we are having this conversation. I might be saying certain things that someone is not agreeable to.
Yeah.
You know, maybe someone is not agreeing. But now are you conflicting what I'm saying? Are you resisting what I'm saying? Or you just let it be? You don't have to accept it, you don't have to reject it.
Yeah.
But just let it be, you know, because every seed that is planted will bear fruit, will become alive, but it will bear different fruit depending on what the seed is, you know. So some person might absorb a certain type of seed, another person may be something else. So that tree will grow in your life. So
I
it's the
love
same thing. What seeds do you plant in your consciousness?
it.
When
Mm-hmm.
you go about your work, when you go about your life, you know, life is like you're a traveler. Imagine in the old days there's a man with a walking stick, right? He has a bag long, you know, just picture this, right? So he's walking around during the day and he sees different seeds and he keeps picking these seeds on the way, right? From the
Mm-hmm.
road he's picking these seeds and he has a bag. He puts them into his bag. Then after the day it becomes dark, he goes back home. Okay, so just before going to bed, what he does is he opens his bag, puts all the seeds and the stones that he put out, he found on the way, and he'll pick the good seeds that he wants. He'll put them in the bag, and the other seeds he'll put them in the garbage bin. He'll he'll pick out, okay, what is this seed? Ah, I saw it there. I think I need this seed. We put this into this bag. Then what is this seed? Ah, no, this is not good. I don't want this. He'll put it aside. Then he'll pick another seed, what he picked on the road. You know, this one I like. This is something I want. I want to grow a tree out of this. He puts it in his bag. So out of all these hundreds of seeds he collected during the day, he comes home, he sorts it out, and he picks the few seeds that he really wants, which he has a purpose for his life. And he discards all the other seeds, and he goes to sleep with these good seeds that he picked for himself,
Mm-hmm.
right? So when he sleeps in the night, although your conscious mind is asleep, the subconscious mind is active
Yeah.
and it will make these seeds grow into big trees. It will nurture it, you know. So our life is also like that. When we
Yeah.
go about our lives, we have so many experiences. We meet friends, we make friends, we meet so many circumstances and situations. We react to them, we like them, we dislike them. We take everything home in our subconscious. Certain things we can't remember. When we go to bed, when in the evening, if we can spend a little time reflecting on what our day was, okay, I had a bad experience there. Okay, am I going to put this bad experience away or am I going to learn something from it? Okay, although this experience was bad, I'm going to take it. I'm going to put it in my bag because I want to learn from it.
Yeah.
Okay, what happened to this experience? Oh no, this is useless. It was a waste of my time. I don't want to think about it anymore. I discard that experience. That's it. You know,
So,
so you go to sleep with the good experiences and even the bad ones that you want to learn from.
yep.
Then your subconscious mind will work on those experiences and work on those seeds and make them grow. And day by day, your life will improve. Your life situations will improve because you're only considering the good seeds,
I
the
live it. I
good
get it.
experiences,
I get
you
it
know?
now. Took me a while to get it,
Yeah.
but I get it now. Jehovah has a good question. He said, how do you know which seed is good, needed, and which are bad, not needed? How do you tell that in your
Yeah.
life?
So I answered that question. You had, I compared the seeds to our experiences, our daily experiences, right? So when you have experiences during the day, when you go home and spend about 5-10 minutes to reflect on those experiences,
You have to do
you
that.
will know, you will know what are the good experiences I want to carry.
Yeah.
You know, what are the bad experiences I want to discard. But there can be bad experiences I want to keep with me and I want to learn from them, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now we get it, Joa, how you know how to pick the good seeds and the bad seeds. It's all your choice. You can choose. You had a fight with somebody, you had an argument with someone. You can choose whether you want to carry that burden with you, that bitter argument you had with someone. Someone did you wrong, right? If you want to carry that burden, carry that anger, carry that animosity, you can choose. So those are the seeds that you picked up, you know. Or you can choose that seed, even that bad experience, to learn a lesson.
Ken just got
You
here.
understood that, yeah?
Yeah, I love that. I love
So,
what you
so
just
by
taught. I think
that,
what you taught is really important.
yeah.
Kenny just got here. So Kenny is the one that I was telling you about, that he was talking about the dreams last time. And then he joined the
Okay,
Discord.
right. Hi, Kenny.
And it's only been a few days, but it's been like we're on fire. Like the energy's on fire, but he is having dreams about the stock market. I mean, it's crazy. You can feel it. It's like some powerful ass shit is going on. Is he some kind of dream guru? I don't know what's happening here, but I mean, it's what I see in signs, he sees in his sleep, and it's like the same day, the same things.
Yeah, and Mr. C also has answered that question very well about how to pick the good seeds and the
Mm-hmm.
bad seeds. Yeah. So then, talking about Ken,
Gifted, man.
yeah. So, so those are things that you got to develop. You know, this because your thoughts, your consciousness becomes lighter and lighter.
Mm-hmm.
That you get messages, you get synchronicities, and you know how to relate them to your practical life. You know
Yeah.
what this means, you know, and and that gives you insights about your life, about your encounters, about your experiences that you're going to do, you know.
He has been, like, as the newest member, he's been just like, I think bringing the heat. Everybody knew
You
that he
mean okay? You mean Ken, right? Okay, Ken is new. Is that what you're saying?
yeah, Ken is the newest. Ken is the
Oh,
newest.
so that's good. That's
Yeah.
good. So there's new energy coming into your group, you know.
Yeah. And it's powerful. Like you could feel it. Like he's
Yeah.
powerful. You could feel it.
Hmm.
He knows, like, the day before, he'll be like, oh, I'm gonna have a killer day tomorrow. Like he already knows, and then he already puts me in a mood like, well, guess what? I am too. Like we're all gonna have a killer day tomorrow. And we just hype each other up, and it just grows. Like I used to almost dread, like, before doing all this, I would be like, oh, another day in the stock market trading by myself, hurry up for like an hour and get this shit over with. Now it's like all day. It's like, for me, it's like being at a freaking Disney or something. Like I have
Yeah,
fun
that's
doing
good.
that.
That's good. That's
I
good.
can't leave.
So you, yeah, yeah. That's why I use the word. You all must be frequency holders for each other. You all get a good frequency. You
Yeah.
hold that frequency. Don't let it fall. You hold it, and let others also let it rub off into others as well. You know.
I feel like every week that goes by, it's even me just individually, it helps make me stronger and more powerful in my own life as well as a
Hmm.
collective. And
We
we have
have
fun.
fun. Yeah.
We have so much fun while we're doing it. Like, it's like a family. We just have fun. We're laughing. And it's like everybody's so different. Nobody's the same. Everybody's so unique and has their own talent and their own little gift that they bring. And together, it's just like a powerful ass force. It's just, it feels like lightning, like a storm. And it's just like, boom, market's open. It's like, there we go. We're striking. Like, it's amazing. It feels, it just feels, there's no way to even describe for me. I never have felt anything like this before. I'm in love
Then also
with
another thing that y'all can know as a group is that you're not the only ones who are doing this trading. There are other groups also. I'm sure there are other groups, right? Like y'all.
Yeah, of course. There's individual traders. There's groups.
Yeah, that trade. They do their business now. But in this group, what I assume is that since you all are opening yourself into some spiritual discourse like this, some kind of weekly discussion, conversation, your energies will change. Your energies are different from other groups because they are solely, you all want to make profit, of course, you all don't want to fail. But here you all are incorporating another element, into your skill set, so to speak. You're incorporating spirituality into your skill set. So when you work from a sense of higher consciousness, you'll get good results, better sustainable results. Then also sometimes if any of y'all are also in other groups, that will also help for you to succeed in other groups as well. Maybe y'all are doing another job. Maybe y'all are also trading in other groups, in other, what do you call it, group or what? Yeah. And maybe y'all are doing few other jobs, So y'all take this energy there as well, and people will see a difference in you. People will notice this. People will notice the vibration. They will notice the change in your aura. Right? So that's another important thing of being part of these conversations.
I just get so touched whenever I read the comments. They had me crying earlier. They get me every day. I'm like, guys, enough. Don't start giving me the snotty cries. Don't get into all that. Look, Justin is upgrading his energy. It's a process. Like, this man is not the same man he was 2 weeks ago. I cannot explain it.
Yeah, okay.
He's a whole other person. He knows it too. We were having a conversation today just about his trading and everything in general. And we were like, do you believe that was only 2 weeks ago? We were like, no, it felt like a freaking year ago. It's like, it's like the quantum leaps, like when you're shifting timelines, it's like they're shifting like massive amounts very fast here. I can't even imagine in another month, what is going to be happening. I just keep telling them, I feel big things coming. Like January, I feel it in my soul. I already feel this week a big shift, and I could feel 2023. I'm like, you guys better prepare because I feel it coming. It feels like a ball, like a snowball. And just as you keep going down the hill and it keeps adding more and more, it turns to an avalanche. That's what it feels like every day for me. It just keeps growing and getting bigger and bigger. And
yeah, because you see, another thing is when you participate in spiritual discourse, which you are doing now, now here we are not talking about skills of making money or anything like that. We are just opening up to a new realm, so to speak.
Yeah,
the density is low. We are going higher. We are becoming lighter. So what happens is you are opening up new channels to get support from the universe. You understand? Or as I can say, because you all are inhabiting, because you all are dwelling higher frequencies of energy, the universe is going to give you back. Now your level of order has improved, has increased. You're ordering things of better quality because your vibrations have improved, because your vibrations are of a better quality. you're ordering better stuff from the universe. You have changed your order. You have changed your
No
menu.
more McDonald's. We're getting steak meals now.
Yeah, that's why you're going for more wholesome food. No fast food, no instant food, no, you're going for more wholesome food, more organic food. So that's what you're doing. So your standard of your orders are improving. You're giving new orders to the universe. You're giving new messages out to the universe. So the universe will prepare that and send it back to you. So it will always also upgrade what the universe is giving back to you because you're upgrading. Always remember that the universe gives what you ask, not the other way around. Okay, you're not a slave of the universe, but the universe is your slave. He's your servant. Okay.
I'm listening to you, and I'm also looking at the comments. And you know what's so amazing? Like, normally men in this world, they want to act like so tough and not talk about these kind of things or issues or problems. And I have to say, like, to the men in this Discord, I've never seen anything like it. There's no ego. It's like there's no wall. They just let it out. They let it down. They're like, I'm struggling, guys. I'm having a shitty day. I can't keep my mind under control. And it's like everybody will help uplift that person. And it's just something, it's very rare that you see that. I didn't grow up with that. Like, I didn't see my father like that. I didn't see my brother like that. Like, it's just not something that you usually see. But here it's just like almost overlooked. And I just have to mention how amazing I think that is, because I think for men, it's even harder to be like, oh yeah, energy, and I'm high frequency and I'm spiritual. I feel like it's harder in a way. Especially in a business that's about money and so black and white and everything like that. But I really for stepping up, and a lot of them are dads with kids, and I just know like this type of stuff is just going to change their life and impact the lives of their children. So it just really,
yes, because when the collective energy, when the collective vibration is at a certain level, any other vibrations coming into this will also get affected by that. You know, so either they will not last very long, or they will adjust. They will conform to the collective energy. Normally, that's what happens, right? So, so you will feel that difference. You know, even if less dense energies come into us, because we all are not of the same energy level anyway. We can't expect it to be that. You know, we are all diverse. We have different problems. We have different experiences, different understandings. Then also we have our own idiosyncrasies, so to speak. You know, so all of them coming together, we got to find a balance. And generally, what happens is when the collective energy is good, some other energy coming in will also get adjusted to that, because that new energy will feel that there's something different here. You know, and you can notice that.
or if it has ill intention, it just vomits itself out. Because we had that happen one time, and the person didn't even last 48 hours. That's good also. That's good also, because I don't want anybody with not good intentions there. So
yes, because they can't. Either they'll have to adapt or they'll have to move out. You know, because the collective energy is of a different frequency. You understand? But the what you got to be cautious about is that the good energy doesn't react to the bad energy.
Yes.
Because then you stoop down.
Yep.
You know? Yeah.
We did that. And I'll never forget. I always tell Justin, I give him credit. He said, "Excuse me, we are high frequency traders." And I about fell out on the floor, dying laughing, because like
high frequency traders.
Yeah.
That's very good.
He's such like a manly man, you know, like I know how he is like before all the spiritual stuff. So it's just funny to think how far along we've all come. I mean, on Twitter, just like 4 months ago, I'd be like, "What'd you say about me, bitch? Like, what you want me to? I'm gonna drag your ass." Now I'm like, "Kumbaya, God bless you. Like, have a good day. God bless you." Like, that's all I have to say. I'm not even giving you my energy. Like, bye. It's amazing, and it's more powerful that way. It's empowering to just really not let it bother you.
Because we all have the power, but we have blocked it. So what what you're doing is you're removing a layer after layer after layer, and you're allowing that power to flower. Not flower power, power to flower.
Yeah. But you can see like everybody in here is like, I love you, I love you, I love you. Like it's just a big love
True,
fest all
true.
day. It really is. It really is. It's family. It feels like family, and it's just the beginning. Like, can you tell like from everybody's energy from last time? Can you feel like any difference on your
Yes,
end?
overall, yes. Overall, yes. Very good. I mean, I'm actually every session we had every week, there has been a change, and there have been a few individuals also whom I have noticed, they are different. Collectively, like by God, it's complete
Yep.
transformation day after day after day.
Mm-hmm.
It's amazing. It's amazing. So the good thing, the thing that is the most important is that you incorporate this into your daily living, not only into your trading.
Yep.
That you incorporate this into your relationships with your family, with your friends, with your workers. All that is very important. That you incorporate this energy into that also. It doesn't have to be only to make money, but to make your lives happier, to make your life on earth happier, to make another person's life happier. Flower to power, or power to flower. There's a beautiful saying, energy incarnating. Yes, yes, yes.
Everybody wants to adopt each other. We're all talking about we want to go on a big vacation next year. Like I want to go on a big vacation,
Really?
all of us
Okay.
together, because we all
So
live
y'all
in
have
different countries.
any suggestions? Like y'all?
I want you to come. I would love if you would come.
Oh my God! I've been having the longest vacation.
I want to party with you, Genie.
Yeah.
I would love it. So Ken said, last stream, my energy was down super low and my confidence was shocked. I don't even feel the COVID symptoms anymore. Wow. I remember you talking about it, but I almost don't. That's crazy.
Yeah, I remember this. Yeah, about this. Yeah. So here is evidence, proof that there has been transformations, and he's sharing his joy. So that encourages us also. It motivates us. Yeah, so it's very interesting. It's very interesting.
And I love it when it's just like somebody just comes in and it's just like an instant puzzle piece that just adds on and fits perfectly. It's like you can't explain it. It's like you don't notice that they're missing, but once they come, it's like, oh, how did this work before them? Like they just belonged here. Like it's just, it feeds my energy. Because he's a beast. He is a beast in the stock market. I mean, so many people here are. And now we came up with all different little strategies. Like Mike, I know they're going to say it and they're like joking around. You're going to see Delco slide. That's why they have like the little slide pictures. He came up with like a little strategy that helps us all to minimize losses. So now we incorporate that every single day in our plays. So that's something that helps big time. And it's like every individual person will kind of just like bring a little something special. Paul is in there and he looks up option flows all the time and he lets us know if the play we're in is leaning a certain way or not like everybody brings that little something that we're all working on different things at the same time collectively, but it helps us. Like we would never be able to do it alone as one person. What we do, we can never do alone as one person. It couldn't be done.
Yeah. So Kim had an opportunity to make use of the affirmation that I am the sky. Remember the sky and the clouds, where the clouds come and cover the sky, and we think we miss our identity. So Kim has had a situation like that, and he has said, "I'm not the clouds. I'm the sky. I'm not my thoughts. I'm the higher consciousness where the thoughts occur. And you move yourself away from that." Well done, Kim. That's putting your spirituality into practice in your real life. When you encounter problems, that's amazing.
Geo 88, and I was dreaming about the number 88 last night, It was the only number I kept seeing over and over, and it was coming up in the stock market today, which did help guide. But now I'm thinking I need to, because he brought it up in here. He said it when he first came in. So I want to bring this up to just see if there's any little piece of advice you can give to something to maybe stay in his head during the day when he's training. He struggles a little bit with being hard on himself. Like he'll have like, you know, that one bad trade or that one moment where he might not catch it in time, or he might get stopped out of that play and he takes that little loss or something. And it's just that one little thing that he could so easily let go of, but he kind of can't do that yet. It becomes a little bit of a block for him, but he's learning how to get over that. And he knows that's his struggle. That's what he was talking about before. Is there anything you can kind of tell him that maybe he can do when he's in that mindset that could help him get through something like that?
Yeah, so what you got to remember is now what you're holding on to there, a practical thing happened, right? Like you lost some money, or you didn't make the right call, or didn't make the right choice, you took the wrong decision, or whatever. Then what happens is you have a thought about that. That's what happens, right? You get angry about it, or you get disappointed about it, or you tell yourself it shouldn't have happened, or various other things. So actually, what happens is what is bothering you is what is holding you down is not what happened actually. It's your thought about what happened. Did you get that?
I had to learn that lesson.
You know, so that's what is holding us back. So that's what is making us depressed. That's what is making us feel down, right? So because we are clinging on to that thought, actually not to what happened, but to that thought that happened due to a reaction of what happened. So that is what you're fighting against at the moment. You know, so you got to deal with that thought. You got to look at it that way. So when you know, okay, this is my reaction to what happened, it is not what happened. Something happened and I reacted to that, and I'm now clinging on to the reaction.
Yes. I try to get him out of it when he does it. I'll be like, Gio, it's too early. Don't start. Like, I need to know, like, what's his remind him of.
By the mere realization of that itself will help you to negate that. Because other you can't be fighting that also now. You know it's not good, and you're trying to push it away when it is very live, very much alive. You should not do that either, because then you're creating more resistance, you're creating more separation. You know, but if you realize that, if you understand that, if you acknowledge it, this is just a reaction to what happened. I'm clinging on to that. Then by itself, it will negate. Try that.
You should write that on a Post-it and like stick it on the computer. I know it sounds stupid, but sometimes like it's hard to remember.
Yeah, you got to practice things sometimes, you know, it doesn't happen straight away, you know.
Especially if it's like the one thing that always kind of gets in when you get in your own way. If there's like that answer that if you just keep reminding yourself enough and you put it like right in front of you, I feel like it makes it a lot easier. Like Justin had a problem. He never wanted to use a stop loss. And I know you're not really familiar with the stock market, but a stop loss is to protect you. So if the trade doesn't go your way, you don't lose all your money. You can only lose like 5% or 10%, whatever you set it as. I used to do this a lot too. So I told Justin, I was like, change your name and make it Justin Stops. It used to be like Justin Gambles. And I'm like, well, you have your name as Justin Gambles. So of course you're going to keep gambling. Justin Stops. So every day when you're trading, you're looking at that. You have to use that stop loss. And I swear in 2 weeks, everything's changed for him. He remembers to use that every single day now. Just little things like that to like remind yourself, even as adults. It sounds stupid, but we almost have to beat it into our brains even harder because we're so conditioned a certain way and we always get down on ourselves so hard that it's even harder to retrain our brain, like unlearn something we learned and relearn something else. I know it is for me.
True. Yes, you got to improvise ways, you know, practical ways for each person to do things, for reminders, as reinforcements, you know. So those are very good practical methods of getting about it.
Condition resets a lot overnight.
Yeah. Because that's because actually, why is that? Because in the night you let things go when you go to sleep.
Mm-hmm.
So when you get up in the morning, there's a reset because you have not been clinging on to that because you were sleeping. So during the day also you can do something very similar where you try to let it go, and then it will not come back uh, in such a powerful way because you have not been fighting with it.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you fight something, Dawn never sleeps.
He knows. He knows.
That's hilarious.
It's been crazy. You know, when we were on the live stream the last time and I said I feel like a woman's presence is with me, it was her family. My
Ah,
gift, like I
okay.
didn't even because I haven't talked to you in a couple of weeks. Like I was able to do a whole reading for her. Like I had messages I had to give her. And like she confirmed everything. It was really powerful. We had a really powerful, like it was just unexpected out of nowhere. Like that night I couldn't piece it together. I didn't know what it meant or what was happening, but I kept feeling this presence and this person. And a few days later it just like poured out, and it was crazy. Like how much I
Mm-hmm.
knew and how much she connected, and I felt like it released something in her. It was very powerful. It was healing. It was healing for her. She needed that moment so much, and then it was making me cry because I felt like, wow, like I just, it was so powerful. I was like, wow, I can't believe you just had that moment. I feel like me and her are always gonna.
Yeah, when you are in connection with the whole, because we are all a part of the whole, our souls, our spirit is one, where we have disintegrated as individuals. We are in individual forms in our bodies, but in spirit, in consciousness, we are part of the whole. It's only the bodies that we inhabit are different.
Yeah.
So when you dwell in a lighter place, you can always relate to other people also, like what Don mentioned. So you can feel other people's sorrows, you can share your happiness with them, you can affect them and they can affect you. So that's the I would say the core of healing,
Mm-hmm.
the core of consciousness. Yes.
Ken had a good question. I'm from Louisiana and always had ancestors that guided me through life. Can it have been them that's giving me these dreams? I feel the energy from them stronger than ever. And what can I do to avoid ignoring the signs that they give me? We're going through a lot of the
I
same.
feel the energy from them stronger than ever. Okay, what can I do to avoid ignoring the signs that they give me? You want to ignore them, or you don't want to ignore them?
He doesn't want to. He wants to be able to
Doesn't
pay
want to
attention
ignore them.
if it's from them. Like
Okay.
he's felt them guiding him through his life. He's wondering if that's why he's getting these dreams, if they help him get
Yeah.
these.
Now, when this is a very personal thing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You will notice, Ken. Uh, there will be a pattern in how these things happen, and you will notice how these patterns affect your life. That you got to understand firsthand. Someone else can't tell you this is exactly what's happening, because then it's going to be speculation. But you, as the person who's experiencing this, will be able to notice a pattern, right?
I
Now,
feel.
being overprotective is something which is not good for you, because they are protecting you from their point of view.
Mm-hmm.
That means they are projecting themselves on you. So you got to be careful there. You are living in a different age, different times. They are living in a different times, and their protection is meant to be good. But then you got to adapt it to yourself. Like I told you, understanding the pattern, you got to adapt it to yourself in practical ways that are suitable to you. So that's what you got to distinguish between them. Did I make some sense, Mr. C? Yeah.
Ken.
Ken, yeah. Their overprotection is meant with good intentions, but it can be harmful to you. Most of our past relatives try to protect us is actually harmful to us. It blocks us. It's like this. Imagine you have a child. Now the child becomes 4 years old, and you have to put him to school, to Montessori or to kindergarten or whatever you call it, right? And you say, no, I'm overprotective of my child. I will not let him go out.
Yeah.
I will never let this child go out. I'll keep him. What are you doing?
Like me.
You're harming that child. You're blocking that child's development, right? You got to take a chance and put him out and to let him explore life, to become stronger, to grow, to have new experiences, right? But if you want to really protect him from no harm, he should not fall, he should not hurt himself, and you keep protecting him, he becomes 6 years, he becomes 7, he becomes 8. You know what happens to that child, right? So it's the same thing when our ancestors try to protect us, right? You got to have a deep contemplative conversation with them when you're quiet and tell them that you appreciate what they're doing, but they got to let you go. Now, in your case, if you don't mind me saying this, there are two ancestors who are affecting you very strongly. There are two energies, and they are blocking your progress, right? Then also what they are doing to themselves is also bad, because they have an eternal journey to move on. Without moving on, they are clinging on to you, right? And say that they are protecting you. That is also not good. So you got to do something to release these two people, these two ancestors, these two souls, because you're doing them a favor also, because they got to move on in their eternal journey. They can't be clinging on to earth. They can't be clinging on to their relations forever. So they are harming you and they're harming themselves. They are now born, they're still bound to this earth. They were bound to their form, to their body when they were living here, and now they have passed, but still they are clinging on to this. So they are limiting themselves, they are blocking their eternal journey.
Well, does it help?
I see there are two ancestors. So if you can identify who they are, one thing you can do is you can okay, this is the Christmas season, the season of giving, right? I would suggest you give 2 meals to some homeless person, some good homemade food. Don't buy something from McDonald's and give. You prepare some food at home, some good food, put them into 2 packs and give it to 2 homeless people, and you have a wish saying that with this good deed that you're doing, this meritorious deed, that it will help these two souls, these two ancestors, to release themselves and to move on in their eternal journey. You try that out, you will feel these messages stopping. Yeah, Ken, okay.
I love that. So Mike had a question. Do you think confidence can become a negative thing if not kept in check? What's the difference between confidence and ego?
Confidence can be bad if it becomes arrogance.
Mm-hmm.
So you've got to distinguish between the two. Confidence can never be bad, because confidence is something natural. Confidence is not arrogance. We get the two mixed up. It's not overconfidence, saying, okay, I can do this. We are putting out something. Yeah, arrogance and confidence will conflict. They are in conflict. Arrogance and confidence. Confidence is something that is very natural. There's no resistance to that. But arrogance comes out of ego. You're trying to prove something to someone else. Whereas confidence doesn't. Confidence is a personal thing. It comes from within. Arrogance is more of a put on, like wearing some extra clothes. It's something external. But confidence is something that comes from within.
I feel like sometimes when you get too confident, you make mistakes. But I never thought of it as arrogance. I don't see him as arrogant at all.
Right. Yeah. Arrogance and confidence can conflict. Yes.
I don't think you get in your way like that, Mike. You're always.
So, Gio, with your daughter, you should not be overprotective. Okay, because you'll be blocking her development. If that was what you meant, but I think you understood. I don't think you're doing that. You need to give them protection also because there are things they can't do on their own. You protect them in that respect. The things that they can do for themselves, you let them do.
Yeah.
Protection is something external. You wear a helmet is because if you have a fall, see this down, okay? You wear a helmet, it's because if you have a fall, if you get hit by something that your skull cannot take, for that you have a helmet. You don't wear a helmet because you're scared.
Yeah.
It's not being a coward that you're wearing a helmet. It's a protection. It's a natural thing, right? We anyway have a skull, but if you know I'm going to an area where something can happen to me, where my skull might have to take a blow that is harder than what my skull can take, you wear a helmet and go. You wear a helmet. So, but if you're playing football, let's say soccer, you have to hit the ball, right? And your head can take that pressure of the football, the soccer ball. So you don't need a helmet for that. So that's where the difference is. You got to distinguish the limit of your daughter or your son, their protection. So anything beyond that, you give protection. Now, for example, a small child can't decide on what to buy, what is good or not in society. There are a lot of threats coming physically and mentally, right? So then you give them protection from that. For example, you give them protection from the internet, right? You give them protection from other external sources where they can't handle. But the things that are within their scope, they should be allowed to go to that frontier on their own.
Yeah, Ken. All right. Detective, do you believe people are inherently good, like the 51%? I think Genie always says like there is no good or bad. But
Yeah.
answer,
Okay,
yeah.
so Ken has identified one of his ancestors, saying that his grandfather. It's very likely that it is him. So you got to release him, So, I mean, if he's still bound to this earth, he also must be suffering a lot, because he's so bound. You're feeling that he's not going. So try this out. I told you, give a meal, give 2 meals to 2 different people, remembering him and saying that you're sharing this happiness with him, the happiness of giving that you're sharing with this person, then you will notice a change in your life also, because this power can kind of control you, or it can disturb your vibrations. So it's a good thing for both people, for you and for him.
Ken's
You
saying
understand
that he's not going nowhere. He's telling Ken he ain't going nowhere.
Yeah.
Ken, I didn't realize you were this like in tune. I love it because sometimes I feel like I'll be on the phone with my mom and like I swear like 15 people come through that I never even met before, and I have to give my mom 3 hours of messages, and I'm like, they won't go away, and then they're singing songs, and I have to tell her these songs, and it goes into something else. It's just craziness sometimes. So it's nice to know other people can be like in tune with that. I guess if you're just like an open vessel, it just anybody can, right?
Yeah. And Don, I spoke about having a healing session. So now Ken, if he so wishes to, he can have his grandfather in mind when we have that few minutes of healing.
Yeah.
You know, because his grandfather needs to be healed. You know. Yeah.
Or you could do healing for people that passed.
Yeah, it's still the same, right? We talk to the consciousness, we talk to the energy, not to the physical body. You know, I see there are two ancestors, not one, not only his grandfather.
I know Louisiana. I know what you're saying. I've never been there, but I know.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, it's sometimes it's a part of the culture. You know, it's a part of the culture, and it's very dense. People are very much affected by that. It's a part of their life also, which is sometimes a good thing. You know, but then what you got to understand is life has to move on. Everyone has to move on. You know, you can't be always stuck on earth. We have greater things to do. We have different roles to play.
Yeah.
You know, yeah. So if he's not you, he will pick someone else to cling on to and say, okay, I want to protect you. You know.
So Gio's asking, no good or bad, is that like saying duality is an illusion or sort of play? The universe is really one, but split into many so that it can experience itself. We are the universe experiencing.
No, it's like this.
Labeling.
Things happen, circumstances, situations, we call them, right? And we call them good or bad based on our choice, based on our conditioning, right? Now, for example, if you get wounded, of course, it's not a good thing, so we call it bad. But then a wound is a wound. You know, you got to take action on that. The thing is, it's not the wound actually. It is that we call it bad and we cling to the concept of bad.
Yep.
That is what is not good. You know, that's what hinders our progress as individuals and as a society.
Yep. I believe that.
It is not what happened actually. What happened can be favorable or unfavorable, which we call good and bad. But what happens is, even after that has happened, we cling to our judgment or our choice or our concept of what happened. That's what we carry on, right? We are in our head. It's that thought that we call it good.
Yep.
And all the associated thoughts and feelings and emotions that come with it. Someone hurt me, my girlfriend or my boyfriend cheated on me. So that cheating was done. I don't like it because she cheated on me or he cheated on me. Now what happens is, if you look deeper, you're clinging onto that thought of your dislike. That's what happens.
I would even use that as a way to self-sabotage myself. I would be like, why did I do that? That was so bad. It's just like something you're like when you're a kid and your parents are like, no, that's bad. And then I would punish myself over and over, the same self-sabotage shit over and over that affects our everyday life.
So that's what we got to understand. We cling on to the thought of good or bad. So it is not actually good or bad, it's just the thought of good or bad. So it's fair enough, you can call it bad. You got hurt. But now you're carrying that thought. Then what happens is you act everything out of that consciousness.
Yeah.
So you have a choice to make whether you want to let that thought go or not. It's a personal thing. You got to make that choice. Whether you want to have the grudge whether you want to carry the animosity, whether you want to carry that heaviness of that thought. You remember the thought after that. You are carrying the thought or the feeling of good or bad. Then what happens is, because you're inhabiting a lower energy level, right? You're putting out that energy, you're putting out that vibration, and you get things back in the similar vibration back to you from the universe.
Yeah. And then you're judging yourself and you're judging others. And I just learned I don't want anybody to judge my ass, so I'm not judging anybody's ass. Like, you do you. If I don't agree with you, I don't care. Like, I don't have to agree with you. You see, Kenny already knew who the other one is. He already knows. He already knows.
Ah, really? Okay. I've been through a lot of death. This year has been everything for leaving most of it behind. Yes, see? Now he says he's not talking about the death, he's talking about leaving everything behind. So that is being very objective, being constructive. Yep. You know, he's facing up to the fact, he's acknowledging the fact, he's honoring the fact that it has to be left behind, leaving most of it behind.
He's had a lot of growth too, Detective Popcorn.
Yeah. So obviously you grow because you're not clinging on to anything, you know. You're not clinging on to any reaction that you had about it. That is what you call, that is actual karma. That is the cause of karma. That is how you cause your own karma. You know, if you cling on to that, the universe will bring you that energy back to you.
Universe is just a big mirror.
Yeah. There's another good comment. Oh, I missed that. What was it?
Which one, Mr. C? Follow truth in this. You will know good and bad, right and wrong. It becomes automated within.
Yeah, I think we spoke about that being automated with it. So that you got to let that, those thought patterns, you got to let that go.
I feel like everything in the spiritual journey is almost just about making yourself lighter and freeing yourself of burden.
Don't you see these comments here are really, really awesome, right? I mean, amazing. People are really into it now. It's very nice. Yeah. Yeah. I carried my best friend's suicide for 10 years. Now see again how Detective Popcorn's comments are. He's talking from now a different level of consciousness. He says, I carried my best friend's suicide for 10 years. So see the way he puts the words, which is very good. So that means he's giving himself room to liberate himself from that.
Mm-hmm.
You see, that's the beauty of it.
We've been on all different topics. That's what we kind of do here, just topic to topic. Usually people asking questions, and then we'll go on to another. We just sit here and learn. We sit here and learn once a week. Yeah, universe.
Yes, universe is the mirror of yourself. That's right. It reflects back what you put out. You know, so you can make your choice. What do you want the universe to give you back? You always think of the universe as a waiter, you know, as a servant, as a manufacturing plant. Whatever you order, it will give you back. If not today, then tomorrow, or maybe another 10 years, it will definitely give you back. Right?
It will never tell you the time. So don't even ask. You will never know the time.
God knows that very well.
The time that you're going to get what you want or what you deserve, but you will get it eventually. We'll not give you the time.
So you got to make sure that you make the right order. You know, like you go to a restaurant and you
Mm-hmm.
order things and you get that. If you don't like it, make a new order.
Yep.
You know,
You went down the rabbit hole. Every topic in this is like a rabbit hole.
you don't wait for the waiter. The waiter is always there, but the waiter is waiting for your order. So make sure that you give the right order.
Thank you.
And if you don't like your order, never mind. Don't start grumbling about it. Give a new order. That's why the waiter is called a waiter. He's
Yeah.
waiting. You know, he's waiting
Pe-
on you
People
for you
give
to
the
make an
universe
order.
too much power. That's the number one thing that you taught me. We
Yes.
don't give the universe too much power. We have to realize the power is within us. The universe is not controlling us. I think the universe is my own and my destination is
Yes,
not the same.
detective. Bingo. That's right. You said it. That means you're taking your power back, which is yours. You have to put it out. You got to make the order, and it's just a manufacturing plant. It's all dead out there. It's you who give it life. You know, you're the one who will give it life. If you don't order anything, it will not give you. It will just give you crap. It will give you things that other people ordered for you.
Yeah.
So make sure that you come from an empowering place, objective place, not subjective, not disempowering, not reactionary state.
Mm-hmm.
You know, action and reaction. Action is
That's the big
powerful.
lesson.
You know, reaction is not powerful.
Yep.
It's disempowering. Action comes from nothingness. It comes from within. Reaction comes from the out.
I
You
always was
understand?
reactionary and I didn't realize it. I was
Yeah.
always
Yeah.
reacting to what happened to me, thinking I was in control, but I wasn't because I was just reacting to what other people did or affected me instead of just taking my own action. And it took me a long time. That was my hardest lesson for me so far in my journey, to not be reactionary and just take action myself. How can get be free of the thoughts that we don't deserve good things? I feel like a lot of people suffering, including me, because of this. We all feel like that sometimes.
Now, Gio, this
Sure.
question is not a healthy question. You are asking how can we be free of thoughts? That means again you are giving your power out. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm trying to explain this, right? I'm not being aggressive on you. See, the nature of this question is how can I get to be free of the thoughts? Now, that means you are putting yourself into a disempowering position. That means you're asking someone, how can I do this? Now, it's not like mathematics or some skill. How can I do this sum? How can I solve this problem? In psychology, it's something different. When you know that this thought is not good, right? This is what you got to practice. You should not run away from that thought. Now you know that this is not good. What do we do? When that thought comes, we escape that thought. Remember that thought is also an energy. It is an energy field. It's an entity by itself. Something that you created by yourself or as a reaction to something else. Right? Something happened, you didn't like it, you got angry or you got hurt, you got emotional. So that was a reaction, but you caused it. So that is an energy movement. So whether energy movement keeps coming at you, if you resist that, it will keep coming. If you resist, it will persist. Right? So when thoughts like that keep coming at you, you got to always look at that thought. At the beginning, it's difficult, but you try that. Right? You try to be that thought as if you're helpless, as if you're choiceless. This is a good technique.
Mm-hmm.
When this emotion comes, when this hurt comes, when this anger comes, when this shame comes, when this guilt comes, as feelings, as thoughts, as emotions, as if you're helpless, be fully with it. You try that. Try the next day. Try the following day. Then what happens is this, I told you they are separate entities, energy entities. They will find that you are not reacting and feeding them anymore. Otherwise, we feed them and we strengthen them. And when that energy knows that you're not feeding it anymore, that you're not resisting it anymore, on its own, it will go away. It will lose its momentum.
That explains it. I just thought like, oh, I practiced it enough that like it just happened on its own, but it's kind of the same thing.
Yeah.
Because that was one of my biggest struggles.
It will negate on its own. It will disintegrate. You don't have to kill it. If you try to, you can't kill a living thing, you know, this is energy. So that has to negate itself. It has to transform into some other energy.
And when you're our age and you've had that in your mind from like a child, you're not worthy, you're not good enough, you're not deserving. Yeah. It takes a long, it actually doesn't take that long, but it is a little bit of a process. You can't beat yourself up that you're not gonna be able to do it overnight. It's a little bit of a process to reach your thinking, but it very easily can be done if you're committed to it. Yeah. I know that was my biggest.
No, then some of these thoughts, like I saw someone saying, it can be logically true. It can be factually true, but then what you have to remember is that these are, you got to understand the nature of it, the structure of it. You see, if you have a structure, let's say this is the structure, there's a shape in this, right? So if you put water into this, it will take the shape of the structure.
Yeah.
Right? So you say, okay, I don't like this, and you throw the water out, and you put something else. You put some, say orange juice into this. Although you put orange juice, but still it's the same structure.
Yeah.
It's the same shape. And you don't like it, you throw it away and you put milk into that. It's the same structure, the same shape. Only the content is different. Right? So if the structure of your thought patterns is the same, no matter what thoughts you put into that, what content you put into that, it will act out the same way. Right? So you got to change the structure. Because the content you put in can vary depending on your circumstances and situations. But if you are set in a certain pattern, which is the structure, you got to change that. That you can do. That is within your power. So we are looking at a lot of...
Can that structure be changed? I felt like for me, I was able to change that structure through almost going backwards in time and healing my childhood traumas. That changed that structure of that cup for me.
Yeah, that's right. You can do that also, because the structure is your conditioning. You took this content in a incident that happened in your childhood, and you put it into that structure of your patterns in your mind, how you think, you know. So those incidents was fit into that structure, and the structure was working. So even if you put that memory out, you will put something else into the same structure. So you can go back and change the structure. Sometimes you don't, it's a different structure. You don't have to go back so much, right? Yeah.
For me, I had to. I went all the way back. I wanted to get it all.
Yes, Mr. C. You know, it's all depends on the individual. It's unique for itself. So you got to identify that. The important thing is, don't run away from thoughts and feelings that you want to get rid of. Yeah. You got to face them. You got to acknowledge them. It's like a little child. You know this. You have this 2-3-year-old children. When a visitor comes to your house, the child doesn't like the mom or the dad paying attention to other people. Doesn't like talking to the parents. So what do? The child will start whining a bit, and parents are not paying any attention. Then he'll try to come and pinch you or throw something, right? You still don't pay attention. He might even break something, make a big noise, break a glass or something like that. You still don't pay attention. Then he start crying and making a noise and shouting. Children behave that way, right? All you got to do is just look at the child and acknowledge its presence. Just look at the child and say, hi, yeah, you know. Acknowledge him. Acknowledge that child, his presence. So same with thoughts and energies. Sorrows, anger, hate, animosity. when those thoughts come at you, you just look at them for what they are
Yeah.
and acknowledge them. Yeah, yeah, okay, I know you're hurt. Talk to the thought. You know,
Yeah.
try
You have to
that.
feel it. I would like
Talk to the
always like
thought and say, yeah, yeah, I know you're
sharing it.
hurt. You're angry about what this person did to you. I know that. Okay, let's get out. Let's get away from that. Talk to the thought. Try that out. You know, it will come back the next day. It will come back the following day, but less density, and it will gradually keep away from you because you already acknowledged it.
Mm-hmm.
But you are not going to act out of it. You are not going to react to that. You are not going to feed it. You are not going to suppress it.
Now I know you wanted to. It's been an hour and a half, so I didn't know if you wanted to do the healing.
Time is up. Oh my God,
Yeah,
this is going so
and I
strong.
want we need the healing and the good juju energy for the making money good juju energy too. I'm a little spoiled. So I need both, please.
No, anyway,
I didn't have
now
you.
this forum, this live stream has by default become like a self-generating source of energy for all of us. I can feel it. You know,
Yeah.
it's like it's generating on its own the good vibes, the good energies. It's very encouraging, you know. So I think it's happening. It's like on autopilot. I think that is the default state now. You know.
Yeah. I even get
You
like
know.
the little like vibrations in the back of my head, like and stuff, like during the
Yeah.
session now.
And if you compare it with three sessions ago to today,
So different.
there are more people who are actively contributing their good energies into this conversation. You know, that's really beautiful.
Such a
You
brat.
know, and
I think he's a brat. He's never
yeah.
satisfied more and more. We're gonna give it to you.
Now earlier we had like maybe Kim, maybe Levi contributing to this conversation, but now we have like beautiful thoughts and comments, contributions coming from other people. There
Yeah,
are, you know, other people are more actively involved, so they are sharing their energy also with us
I love it.
and lifting the energy. So they are also holding the frequencies higher and higher. You know, so that's the beauty of it. So I think this has become like an hour, like a self-generating. Uh, you all are causing your own good energies. So which is a beautiful. So I think you all have come to like the tipping point. You know, where you all now we are going to go into the next level. You know, where
Level
you won't.
up.
Yeah, where you all will never come back down again. You know, so
Yeah.
it's beautiful. And now people like Kim, even if they don't talk much here,
Look,
their energy
Echo,
resonates.
turn on the lights.
Ah, Don got lost.
I told you it was gonna happen. I knew it. I knew it.
So,
How's that? Oh Lord.
yes, that's right, Mr. C. Very good.
AMC bats. Don't worry, get used to it because I'll be here a few more weeks. I'll be in the pitch black just a few times during the streams.
Yeah, no worries. I can hear your voice now.
We don't care. You can hear me. That's all that matters. You don't
Yeah,
gotta see us
yeah,
anyway.
yeah.
I love it.
So shall we spend this next 2-3 minutes? We'll
Healing
do a
first.
small healing session, right? I will send you
Yep.
blessings to heal you all. So when I say heal, it means just know how much we look forward to his life
Yes, they
stream.
want you to know. They look
Oh,
forward
thank
to
you so
you.
much. Thank you so much. I'm so happy to hear this. I'm humbled also. Thank you. But then now you all also will become how can I say you all will be also become a part of this. You all will become also contributors to this. You all have become already actually.
Yeah.
From like when we started, it was only me talking, but now there are so many new voices coming in with new contributions. You know, it's awesome. It's so beautiful. It's encouraging actually. It's lifting my spirits also up. So it's beautiful. It's the collective is always very strong. You know. So now let's get into a small healing session. What I want you all to do is you can just quieten yourself, take a few deep breaths, and hold in your thoughts anything that you want healed. So it can be a thought that you
Close our
want
eyes.
healing, right? Yeah, just
Close our
relax.
eyes.
You don't have to force your eyes closed, but if
I'm
you
gonna
can
close
just dim them or whatever,
them.
right? So hold in your thoughts any thought, hold in your consciousness any hurtful thought, any hurtful feeling, or any emotions that overwhelms you, right? You can pick any particular thing, or you can just generalize also. It's okay. You can think of a physical ailment, any sickness that someone of your family is having. We'll pick only one today because I want to do this every session, after every session. So for the moment, you just pick one,
Okay.
something that is very important, that needs healing, that needs to be cured, that needs to be put behind, that needs to be forgotten so that you can move forward, right? So bring that into your consciousness, bring that into your thought, and hold on to it. And I will do some prayers, I will send some energies to you to heal that, so that this energy will leave you gradually, and it will lose its density, it will lose its grip on you, it will lose its importance, the importance that you give this thought or the feeling. You will distance yourself from this thought or feeling, or from this ailment, or from this sickness. You will let go of the sense of self that you were having because of this. You will let go of the ego that this thing was boosting sometimes in you, because sometimes you might have a sad, a sorrowful experience that you were using to strengthen your sense of ego, sense of self, by talking to other people and showing yourself as a victim of circumstances and boosting yourself in a negative way. Anybody having any physical illnesses, any sicknesses, any disease, disassociate yourself from that. And with the power of your consciousness, with the power of our collective consciousness, with the support of the universal consciousness, we are healed, we are safe, we are free from any trace of it from now on. And with a deep breath, you put everything out. You exhale this feeling out. You exhale this energy out. You exhale this thought out. You exhale this emotion out. And you can dwell a little bit in that feeling of release, in the feeling of this thing having left you, the feeling of letting go, the feeling of not having anything more to cling on to. So dwell in that consciousness of emptiness now, where you have emptied it out. And now we can slowly open our eyes and look around us and put our consciousness into the things that are around us, the physical things, the wall, the painting, the chair, the table, the... Okay, thank you.
Thank you. That felt good.
Yeah.
I feel a release. I feel lighter. I know a lot of people needed that too, so. I think that helps a lot of people.
Yeah, so some people might get reactions out of this, so just be cautious of it. Never mind, let the reactions come.
Mm-hmm.
Your mind will come and tell you a lot of stories. Oh, this is bullshit, this is rubbish. Sometimes it can happen. Let it come and tell you stories. Never mind. You know, let it come and tell you stories. Then you talk to your thoughts and say, yeah, that's okay. You don't like this session that we had. That's okay. You talk to the thoughts,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and tell it, okay, it's okay. You sort it out.
Thank you
Okay,
guys.
thanks everyone. Thanks, Dawn,
Wait.
for conducting this. Yeah.
We need the good juju. We need the good trading juju.
A good one.
I need the good trading, the good money.
That part of it is done. It's your default state now.
I just like when you say it. It makes me feel better.
Yeah, it's your default state, you know.
I know. I know it is.
Yeah. I don't need to do anything now because now you are growing. The seed has been planted. I have planted the seed. So now we have to water it. We got to nurture it. We got to trim sometimes you get unwanted branches coming out of this seed, you know, from this tree. So we got to trim it. We got to prune it, you know. So now that's what we are doing now, you know.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Thank you, everyone. Thanks for joining
Because I
in.
know they're going to ask me 100 times. So if you want to go over it now, does this time again next week work for you? Are you available the same time next week on a Wednesday? It's Wednesday here for me. So it'll be Thursday morning for you. Or you can get back to me and let me know. It doesn't really matter. I just figured it'd be easier if we know ahead of time.
Drink lots of water. Be hydrated, be happy, spread love, spread confidence. Okay, it is done. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Kim.
Love you
Love to
guys.
everyone. Bye.
Bye, guys.